High school sports, we've got it covered. Overtime starts now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Overtime. I'm Regan Holgate.
And I'm Scott Leber. We have transitioned from football to basketball for the next several weeks. It's nothing but nets right here at 11 o'clock in this time slot on Fox 39.
Just like in football, we'll bring you top highlights from around the state line. Each week, we'll also feature a local player or coach. And tonight, we'll shine our spotlight on Aquinn's very own Megan Holder.
And each week, we'll sit down with one local coach for an in-depth look at his or her team. And tonight, that coach is Byron boys coach Matt Hewells. And speaking of Byron, hey, the Tigers had a big game tonight on their home court, which you covered, Regan.
I did. The undefeated Tigers hosted the Rockford Rockets. The Rockets came into this game with 11 wins this season and a 2-0 record in the Big Northern Conference. It's the Gillies Heating and Air Conditioning Game of the Week. The Tigers started out hot right from the tip, a quick feed to Cason Newton, and he's got his first basket of the game. Number 11 was firing from all cylinders tonight. There's a triple. Ryan Tucker made his move late in the second, finds an open lane, and goes off the glass for two. Rockets in transition now. Go to Devin DeJesus for the layup. And right before the break, it's Newton again from range. Another three-pointer there for the sophomore. Byron led by 17 going into the third. And how about Newton here again? A little spin move. Pulls up from the top of the arc for three. One more look at it because why not? Nearly breaking ankles over here. Okay, number 11 dropping in from everywhere tonight, just like Caitlin Clark. This is basically a Newton highlight reel at this point. There he goes again from the same spot. He led the team with 25 points tonight. Byron improves to 12-0. The Tigers defeat Rock Falls 68-42.
Another prime contender for the Big Northern Championship is Dixon. The Dukes pulled into Winnebago tonight with a record of 14-3 overall. The Dukes' Austin Hicks pulling the trigger and collecting a three. Mason Weigel will then weave through traffic, get to the basket. His shot, though, off the mark, but Darius Harrington is there to follow up. Then Harrington, with position, wants the ball. He gets it, goes in strong with a reverse. That drops. The Dukes playing some pressure on defense, and this time it'll lead to a steal. Cullen Shaner has it. He will take it in for the score. Dixon scored the first 11 points of the game. Dixon goes down to win over Bago 65-46.
Rockford Christian should also contend for the Big Northern Championship. The Royal Lions hosted the Oregon Hawks tonight. Elijah Doherty on the fast break finds Christian Cummings, and he sinks the three for the Royal Lions. Then it's Oregon's Cooper Johnson finding separation, the turnaround jumper, and it's good. Cummings gets to his spot once again, and it's nothing but nylon there, of course. The Hawks' Jamison Capozzi decides to put up his own spin on it. How about that? And it's successful. Then in the second quarter, off the inbound, the Royal Lions swing it around the arc until it finds Jaden Williams, who finishes it from deep for three. The Royal Lions improve to 10-3. They defeat Oregon 85-65. Also in the Big Northern Conference, Lutheran takes down North Boone 80-49.
All right, let's take you to a terrific girls matchup in the NUIC. 14-5, Lena Winslow against 17-2, Pecatonica. Peck's going to get the ball to its leading scorer, Elena Rager. She fires in a three. And if you come up to defend Rager, she's going to blow right by you. That's exactly what she does here for the hoop. At the other end, Lee wins. Grace Grosinger in some traffic. Can't get that shot to go, but she stays with it, gets the and one out of it. That's what a great effort will do for you. Pecatonica, though, beats Lee Win 41-35.
We have boys and girls Nick 10 highlights coming up a bit later in our spotlight story on Aquin basketball standout Megan Holder.
But up next, I chat with Byron boys head basketball coach Matt Hewells about his talented Tigers. You're watching Overtime.
Now, as we saw at the start of the show, the Byron boys basketball team is off to a great start this season. The Tigers are 13-0, and they're coming off a pair of tournament championships over the holidays at Forston and at Sherrard.
And they most certainly will be a team in the hunt for the Big Northern Championship and to make a deep run in the postseason tournament. I sat down with head coach Matt Hewells earlier this week to get a better feel for this group of Tigers. Matt, obviously it was a great couple weeks over the holidays for you guys, winning the two tournaments, and you're undefeated as we record this interview. Would you say your guys right now are kind of ahead of schedule or right where you expected them to be going into the new year?
Yeah, I think with the transition from getting the football guys back, I think it's always how are the kids going to respond to that? And I think we are kind of ahead of schedule. I think in the past it's kind of been, hey, we're trying to catch up to teams. I think we made that transition to catching up to where teams were, with them being able to play Thanksgiving tournaments and us not being able to. But I think, yeah, we probably closed that gap a little bit sooner than in years past.
With the goals you guys have set for this year, how important was it to do well in the holiday tournaments and to win those tournaments?
Yeah, when we want to compete for, conference championships and regional and sectional titles, we really want to get off to a fast start and kind of, compete against good quality basketball teams in championship games, like you mentioned, to kind of see where we needed to improve as a team to put ourselves in championship type atmospheres, and I thought our kids responded well to being put in those situations.
One thing I really like about your team is the 5 guys who are on the floor. They just play so well together. The chemistry is there. It's like they know where everybody else is on the floor at any given time, the way they pass the ball around so well and know right where guys are. Have you ever worked with a team or been part of a team that's had this kind of chemistry before?
I don't think as coaching, I don't think I have been a part of a team that kind of shares the ball as well as this team. Growing up in Rochelle, I think it's real similar to those type of teams, of a team that grew up together. A lot of Ryan's been up since the sophomore year, Braylon Kilduff has, and so has Carson Boozer. So then I think, being at the varsity level for 3 years and kind of understanding how the game needs to be played, they've kind of brought the other kids along, and I think they kind of start to feed off of each other, and they're making the extra pass, they're playing for each other, and I think it's really neat to see.
Obviously, you have a lot of talented players, but I do want to talk about Ryan Tucker for a minute. The start he's off to this season, even coming off a great year last year where he averaged 16 points per game, but how has he maybe taken his game to another level this season?
Yeah, I think if you were to watch Ryan sophomore year and then watch him at the beginning of last year, he would kind of be more of a jump shooter, to where this year he's being able to score at all 3 levels. He's attacking the basket, he's shooting over 60% on his 2-point shots, so that means he's getting to the basket, he's able to finish through contact, and teams aren't able to just put a defender on him and keep him from shooting. So that's the step he's taken, and I think if you watch him on the defensive end too, he's made huge strides of being a vocal leader of what defense we should be running, whether it's zone or man, and finding ways to organize the rest of us so that we're successful both offensively and defensively.
Jake Hively, I know in one game at the Forston tournament, I think he had 9 steals, which is a school record or tied to school record. Is he just kind of a defensive-minded kind of player? Is that the kind of production you expect from him on that end of the floor?
Yeah, Jack's one of those kids that no matter what defense we're in, he's going to try and make an aggressive play for the basketball. He may get caught out of position, but he's able to recover. When we are doing our press, he does a great job in our back line of reading passes and kind of coming up and making a steal and starting our transition offense that way. He's just, kind of has a nose for the ball.
I want to talk about one of your sophomores who's caught my eye, Kaysen Newton. He's having a terrific year. He just made the all-tournament team, I think, at the Sherrard Holiday Tournament down there. What's he giving you?
Kaysen is an athletic guard who can score, like we mentioned with Ryan. He can score at all 3 levels. He can attack the basket. He can get out in transition and score, and then he's, shooting 38% from 3. He's just a kid who, as a sophomore is taking that next step, and it's, a testament to the hard work he's put in this summer. His ability to create on his own is special, especially as a sophomore.
So that is a deep, very good team there.
It is, and those guys do play so well together, as you pointed out, Scott. That kind of chemistry is not always easy to create.
Yeah, Pecatonica is another team that's built the same way, and I point that out because Wednesday, January 24th, Byron will play at Pecatonica. You might want to keep that date in mind.
Now we get back to the highlights next in the Nick 10 boys and girls action, including Boylan taking on East.
The Auburn Knights came into this season with high expectations. Their record coming into tonight, though, was only 9-6, but that was deceptive.
They've played a tough schedule, and it's designed to strengthen the Knights for Nick 10 play and to build them up for the postseason. Tonight, they played at Hononegah. The Knights were hoping to boost their conference record to 6-1. Champ Parker has it here for Auburn, and he cuts inside with the Euro step and drops in a teardrop. But Landon Cloudy was heating up early for the Indians. He gets the pass from Isaiah Huey behind the arc and drills a three. Cloudy again going to get the feed from deep and another one. Now how about a stretch pass from Huey to who else other than Landon Cloudy, of course. He drains another three. Auburn got their footing though in the second quarter. Amir Danforth going to drop in three of his own. Next inbound for Hananiga is intercepted, and a behind the back flip out of bounds finds Rakeem Shaney, who will get two more for a very fast 5 points. Down at the other end, Huey with the bounce pass to Cloudy, of course, but it's blocked by Champ Parker. My goodness, an entertaining one in the first half here, but Auburn would finish it off 73-66.
Well, let's go to East where the E-Rabs hosted Boylan. This was a tight one from start to finish. We're going to pick it up in the second half. East, Joel Campos-Watkins right on the money from the corner. Philip Dixon says, "I'm coming through, boys," and there he goes. Jeremiah Eziofor showing some active hands here, getting the steal and then showing some burst, taking it into the basket. Now, 1.8 seconds to go in regulation, game tied at 35. East to inbound from the sideline. Marquise Goldsmith has it, gets the shot off in time, but it will not drop, so it's on to OT. In the OT, it's Santana English driving and getting the reverse. East, though, will get the ball to Goldsmith, and this time he does get the shot to drop. Now, East led by 3 with 5.4 seconds to go. This time it's Boylan inbounding, needing a 3. Jeremiah Eziofor launching it, but too much muscle and time runs out. The E-Rabs knock off the Titans in overtime, 42-39.
How about that win for East? At Harlem, the Huskies hosted the much-improved Jefferson Jayhawks. The Jayhawks are coming off a holiday tournament championship at East Aurora. Zaire Hudson is going to have it stolen. Mateo Pereira for the Huskies gets the lay-in. Bo Beeler is going to take it, swim move inside to outside, and knocks it down for a bucket. Tice Kerner pass is going to be intercepted by Jefferson's Benjamin Tyler, and he'll push it ahead to Randy Johnson, who drops it in for the Jayhawks. Let's go to the second half now. Cortez Christmas hops up to grab the high pass, shovels it over to Johnson again, who's got another basket. And it's Johnson this time, going up to get it himself, posts up, and scores 2 more. Why not? Harlem kept finding themselves down, but Mason Walsh tried to take over the game in the third, drops in a stolen breakaway here, and the foul. Then he's going to find space behind the arc and drain a 3. How about this celebration? A little kiss to the crowd. We love that. And finally, down low, spins away from Cortez Christmas and gets another to fall. Jefferson, though, beats Harlem 61-51.
The only undefeated team in conference play at the start of the night was Guilford. The Vikings trying to keep it that way. They hosted Belvedere. Belvedere with the inbound pass. It is stolen, though, by Isaias Primus. Primus trying for the layup, but it's blocked. Mike Jalil putting it back up, though, and in for Guilford. Antonio Villarreal passing to Colton Baird for the 3-ball. That's good. Vikings off on the fast break. And one bounce of the ball to Mike Jalil. And Jalil bounced it off the glass. 4-2. Guilford's defense now in full effect here with a steal from Connor Doyle. Brandon Chapman finishing for the layup. The Vikings' Jayshawn Fry seeks Cinco Gary by the lane, who misses the first shot but puts it right back up and in. Guilford just too good in this one. Guilford defeats Belvedere 57-38. The Vikings now 8-0 in the conference. On the final Nick 10 boys game tonight had Belvedere North playing at Freeport.
Taylor Castro covered that game for us. She joins us now. Hi, Taylor.
Hey guys, Belvedere North and Freeport have been 2 of the most improved teams in the conference. The Blue Thunder stamped themselves as contenders for the championship when they defeated Auburn. Freeport might not be quite at that level, but the Pretzels were 4-3 in the conference coming into this game. And the Pretzels were looking to defend their home court tonight. Belvedere North takes an early lead thanks to Adam Brown. And here he is from 3, just making it look easy. Then it's Braden Brown's turn. He'll drive to the basket for the layup, and the Blue Thunder take a 12-point lead going into halftime. But the Pretzels came out hot in the third. Kalel Sims takes it across the court for 2. Freeport starting to chip away at the lead, and it'll be Diedrich Macon. He had a huge third quarter. Belvedere North's lead is down to just 4. It's Reed Pearson's turn now. He gets that shot to fall, and Freeport getting fired up. Kazion Moorhead feeds Jade and Marion, and we're all tied at 30. The Pretzels on a roll now. Moorhead with the mid-range jumper, and Freeport has the lead. They never looked back. Macon will seal it, and the comeback is complete. Freeport beats Belvedere North 49-41. The rest of the Nick 10 will have to be ready for these two teams the rest of the season because they are both dangerous when they're on their game. Regan and Scott.
That they are. All right, thanks, Taylor. Well, you know who else is dangerous? The Hononegah Lady Indians. They're once again leading the Nick 10 girls race, and they were at Auburn tonight. Jordan Johnston here for Hano with a spinning shot that will drop through. Her teammate Danielle Franz then gets the ball, takes it inside, and she deposits two. I'll tell you what, the Lady Knights came to play in this one. Olivia Brown getting the backdoor bucket. Then Destiny Robinson just keeps on driving on this play, going all the way in for the layup. Ava Gray showing her shooting ability, fires in the long two. Brown will come up with a long two as well for Auburn. Auburn led by 1 after the first quarter, but Hononegah won the game 60-48 to improve to 7-0 in Nick 10 play.
Let's take a look at another Nick 10 girls game. Belvedere was at Guilford tonight. The Vikings, Azaria Burnett comes up with the steal. You know, she's going to keep it herself and go coast to coast. 1-2 step through the lane and drops in the bucket. Then it's Guilford's Nadia Barber, spins and lays it in. Plus, she'll get the whistle. Now Guilford showing off its range. Jordan Hansard is good from the corner. Belvedere's Emma Pearson would finally get things going in the second quarter, though, showing off her handles. Then she pulls up from mid-range and knocks it down. But this one was all Guilford. The Vikings down the Bucks 63-41.
Up next, it's our Overtime Spotlight segment.
We'll get to know Megan Holder, a senior at Aquin who has known success in 3 different sports and who has also known some heartbreak off the court. There's always a reason why an athlete chooses to play a sport. For Aquin's Megan Holder, her why is what has kept her on the court all this time. It's our Overtime Spotlight segment, brought to you by Benchmark Exteriors. Great all-around athletes are hard to come by. A 3-sport athlete is even more rare. But Aquin's number 15 dominates wherever she plays.
I just love the competitive side of sports, like winning and it's just something that I grew up to love.
A love that blossomed from watching her older siblings and a competitiveness that just seems to be a part of the Holder gene makeup.
He pushed us to be working hard, like that dedication, the work ethic, he pushed that from the start.
Her father, Adam Holder, has had the biggest influence on her athletic career.
I think basketball, for me to start, was my favorite, and then he really pushed that on me, and I think I just loved it because he loved it so much too.
Adam was an assistant basketball coach at Aquin before he tragically passed away 2 years ago mid-season.
I mean, there was always the time where everyone's like, are you sure you still want to play? Like, you know, volleyball is your thing, but no, like I play because I love it and I play because he loved it, and I'm not going to give it up because that happened. He would have wanted me to stick with it and keep going, and it makes me a better player and person, so he would have wanted me to do it, and that's kind of my motivation.
And in the time since, she has won a state championship and committed to play D1. The volleyball court is where she shines the brightest.
Like, the ball is literally in my hands. Like, I have to make the decisions, and I think that's just a really key thing that I like to do. Like, I don't always have to be the star, but I really want to push other people, and I think just the fact that I get to make all the decisions really is what drives me.
And that drive is something she possesses in whatever she does.
So, I mean, she's been a leader. She drives the girls. You could see that she's really competitive. She wants to better her teammates, the people that come watch her, the community. I mean, she wants to contribute and make everybody better.
It's one of the things Josh remembers most about Adam, always wanting to make everyone around him better.
So I had learned a lot from Adam for that short of time that I got to know him. yeah, you can just tell his relationship with the girls was second to none.
He just had such an impact on all of us, and I think every year we're playing for him, and I think that's like a big key for me, just keep motivating me to play.
Those girls will never forget him, and neither will the Acquin community. Every time you walk into Acquin's gym, you'll find their guardian angel looking over them.
I always look up there, trying to think of what he might be suggesting or wanting the girls to do. It means everything to have him still be a part of this year and this team.
And Megan always wears her heart on her sleeve. No matter where she's playing, she knows who she's playing for.
Just a reminder that, we play with his heart, and every time we look up, we know that we're just trying to do our best to make him happy.
And they definitely are making him happy, and they wear that heart on both their warm-ups and their jerseys.
Yeah, Coach Holder is always out there on the floor just like he used to be, in spirit.
Yeah. We'll be right back after one final timeout. Now be sure to join us every Friday night through the rest of the season for Overtime right here on Fox 39 at 11 o'clock.
I'll be here. You can also find this show and highlights of individual games anytime, where on our website, mystateline.com.
That does it for this show, folks. We'll see you next time.
Good night and enjoy your weekend.